What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again with another video. Today's stock market news, and as always, hopefully you're in the market and not trying to time the market because that is simply impossible to do. And also, hopefully you're not straddling the fence and you are investing into appreciating assets to include yourselves. So it says here, the Dow jumps amid shutdown optimism. NASDAQ slips as NVIDIA slides. Why is NVIDIA sliding? No one knows. Well, people know, but let's see. I don't know. So let's get into the news and see what happened today. It says U.S. stocks traded mixed on Tuesday as the blue chip Dow index jumped to continue a rally fueled by optimism that Washington may soon end the record-breaking government shutdown. Tech stocks faltered in a bid to extend their own rally, dragged down largely by NVIDIA. The S&P 500 rose roughly 0.2% and the NASDAQ dropped 0.3%. The Dow, however, which included fewer stocks, added over 1% or over 500 points. The moves follow a roaring start to the week for stocks. In another test of the AI trade, SoftBank said Tuesday it sold its entire stake in chipmaker NVIDIA to fund its own investments in AI development. The move comes at a time that Wall Street is questioning whether the AI spending spree will pay off amid lofty valuations for related stocks. Shares of NVIDIA dropped around 2.5%. Look, the fact that they're talking about AI as much as they are shows you how big it is and how just one company it talks about affecting the whole entire market, which is NVIDIA, which was at one point valued at $5 trillion. So AI is a big deal, despite all the worries that are being talked about. Anywho, elsewhere in tech, CoreWeave trimmed its full-year revenue forecast, taking the shine off its quarterly earnings. Its stock fell around 15% after the NVIDIA-backed AI infrastructure provider flagged a delay by a data center partner. But Wall Street optimism pervaded that the 41-day U.S. shutdown could end soon. The push to reopen government took another step forward as the Senate on Monday evening passed a funding measure, advancing it to the House for a vote, which could happen as soon as Wednesday. A reopening would lead to the release of economic data delayed by the stoppage, giving market better insight into the likely path of interest rates. But fresh data could take a while to arrive. Even if the shutdown ends this week, U.S. companies shed 11,250 jobs a week during October. ADP private sector payrolls report out Tuesday showed an example of the private data filling the public vacuum. Its figures suggest a slowing in the floor market. On the trade front, doubts about the lasting power of the U.S.-China tariff truce resurfaced around the crucial issue of rare earth supplies. The Wall Street Journal reported that Beijing plans to keep its exports of the minerals out of U.S. military hands, even if it speeds up flows to other American buyers. Okay, that's interesting. But what I find interesting is the fact that NVIDIA is down. And so what I found in another article is this guy by the name of Michael Burry. Michael Burry, he's an investor and a hedge fund manager. How much he manages, I don't know, but it's probably in the billions. And so this guy, he's like an option or a day trader. He like puts in these puts or whatever when he is betting on stocks going down, because there are people out there making money when the stock prices go down and when the stock market goes up, and those are done by day traders. So this guy is putting out information that the AI, there's an AI bubble, and that these companies are overvalued. Now, these people, these hedge fund managers that have billions of dollars, they're not in there making these trades. So I read, right? They have these computers that are doing it for them. They do it quicker and faster than a human can, right? Because if you ever notice, when the market tanks, it takes a deep dive. So you're thinking that maybe other people are on the other side making these quick sell-offs that plunges the market, that makes it go down. No, it's these computer systems. And when these computer systems trigger these trades, probably at lightning speed, it also communicates with these other computers that are tracking the market, that are managed by these other hedge fund managers. And when one triggers stuff to go down, the others, follow suit. So I read and understand what's happening. But either way, this guy, Michael Burry, also was betting against Palantir, even though Palantir just recently gave its earnings report and how it beat expectations, is making a lot of money. He also bet against Palantir the same day that the earnings report came out. And so that also triggered Palantir stock to go down. So you also need to understand, like in a lot of these news articles that I read, we talk about someone like the president tweeting something, or there's news or speculation about this company or that company. So when information like that gets out there, it causes the market to react. And it can be a good thing or a bad thing. Either way, it's all about money, because there's nothing wrong with NVIDIA. Again, this guy put out information, and this just came out 4 hours ago, right? No, actually, we'll go to the Economic Times if I can view that one. 2 hours ago, big short. When you're shorting the stock, that means you're betting against it. You're betting that the price of it will go down. And when you do that, these people make tons of money. It's like people make money in bad times and people make money in good times. It just depends on how you're investing, right? So it says big short. Michael Burry warns Meta and Oracle may be hiding billions and fudging earnings by over 20%. How does he know that? But he's putting information out like that causes stocks to go down. And then when he does his short, or he bet against these stocks, and they go down, he's making money. Why is he the only one talking about this? Why aren't other investors doing the exact same thing? But, that's what he's doing, because let's see, what is Meta doing today? Meta. Where are you, Meta? And as you can see, well, not as you can see, but the way I see it, since I've been investing, when information like this comes out and based upon who it comes out from, it affects the market. Just like when you have any negative news that's put out about a person, place, or thing, it's putting out the narrative that it wants you to believe, and is wanting a reaction out of you. But when it comes to investing, that's why you must maintain control over your emotions and not get triggered by this stuff, and make sure that you are investigating and researching, the stocks that you're purchasing, to make sure that it is a good, solid investment, because you can lose all of your money in the stock market if you make the wrong decision. And and right now, even though that article came out 2 hours ago, Meta stock is going down based off of a speculation. This guy is saying Meta may be hiding billions of dollars. How does he know that? Unless you want the stock price to go down. So when you put in your shorts within the stock market and the price goes down, you're making billions of dollars. Because at losing $6 a share, that means but Meta is losing billions of dollars in one day. So when those billions of dollars are being lost, that means these companies are selling. Someone's making money. Here's the thing. His hedge fund may also have shares in Meta. And so Meta has been at an all-time high. So they're also taking profits. So they're taking profits in the billions that they've made, and they're betting against the stock in another place to go down. And when that stock goes down, they're making billions over here as well. It's interesting how the game works. But yeah, that's just how I see it. So let's get into the stocks because I can't stay on here much longer. Oh, and hopefully this video turns out okay. I have a new camera. Well, not a new camera. It's an older phone because I cracked the screen on my last one, on my newer phone. And I don't like the way the crack looks. So either way, I'm using my old phone to video. And hopefully the video turns out okay. But let's see what the market did today, or is doing currently, because it's still open. So like I said, Meta is currently down about $6 around, and it's going about $625 a share. I'm just going to say how much the stock is down. Tesla is down $8. Palantir is down $1.50. SPYM, the S&P 500, seems to be doing well because it doesn't have as many tech stocks in it. It's up 23 cents. FTEC, that's an information technology stock, has nothing but tech in it, is down $1.56. Broadcom is down $3.88. Nvidia is down almost $5. VOO, again, the Vanguard S&P 500 is up $1.76. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it. But yeah, just maintain control over your emotions, people, and continue to dollar cost average into the stock market every single week, month, however you choose to do it, and you will be okay in the long run. This is not investing, is not a get rich quick situation. It's a slow and steady race, you know. So take your time. And then, like, they're talking about how Nvidia stock slides because of SoftBank's, exit from the stock. But the article told you SoftBank only exited the stock to use the money to fund its own business. It's not like SoftBank sold its stock because Nvidia is a bad company. So why even, state that? Because some articles are saying Nvidia shares stock slides because of SoftBank. Like SoftBank did something, or SoftBank found out something negative about the company, so therefore it sold its stock, and so everyone else should follow suit. And that's not the case. SoftBank is investing into its own product, and that's a smart thing to do. So also, I would advise you guys to look at, is it called The Big Short? There's a movie. Or the one called The Wolf on Wall Street that came out years ago with Leonardo DiCaprio. And it shows you how companies can affect the market. Just like when GameStop happened and people were betting against that, these day traders. So just know people, depending upon how much money they have, can affect the market. And there's nothing wrong with the company. They could bet against it or they could bet for it. So yeah, so I'm going to end this video. But as always, you guys need to get out of debt. Debt keeps you in bondage. Debt keeps you in fear. Debt makes you a slave to whomever you owe that money to, because you have to pay that master back. You have to, or it will ruin you. Or it can ruin you if you don't take control over it. But the way that you can take control over it is by creating a plan. And that plan is called a budget. So you can start telling your money where to go, so you can stop trying to figure out where it all went before the end of the month comes. So create that budget. But before you can do that, not before you can do that, but create the budget so you can get out of car loan debt, student loan debt, personal loan debt, credit card debt. Americans are in over $18 trillion of debt. Even though everyone's in, not everyone, but there are a lot of people, a lot of your neighbors and friends and families that are in debt. And so that's all you guys can talk about. Be the one not talking about it. Be the one giving answers to your problem. Be the one getting out of debt. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing, because to me, that's not a happy life, being in so much debt and being in bondage to someone else. So get out of debt, create a plan, by utilizing a budget so that you can start investing into appreciating assets that compound over time, that creates a solid foundation for you. The people, a lot of the families that have generational wealth, it started a long time ago. The family just didn't just inherit that money. Someone put in the work, created a plan to fund this family for generations to come, even after they're gone. So why don't you do the same? So yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. If you think anything at all. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. So any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your hard-earned money. All right, so you guys take care. Have a blessed day. Peace.